Hey guys, it's Mia and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be drawing portraits and using my Viva watercolor paint set. Happy New Year and thanks for joining me today. I'm a little under the weather, so just bear with me. So for this year, 2024, I actually didn't make any New Year's resolutions. But one of my goals for this year is to improve my drawing skills, and that includes improving my people drawing skills. And funny enough, a year ago at the same exact time, I was interested in improving my people drawing skills, and I actually signed up to take an online class with Juan Peretnik. If you don't know who Juan is, he's a very popular artist on Instagram. He does pencil portraits. And I'll provide a link in the description so you can see his Instagram page. But I really liked his style and I took his online course and I found it very informative. But after I completed the course, I didn't have the time or motivation to practice drawing portraits. So about a month ago, I decided to rewatch the course. And since then, I've been drawing a lot of portraits, primarily portraits that I found on Pinterest. So my portrait drawing skills aren't amazing yet, but the more I practice, the more improvements I see, so I'm going to stick with it. And like I said before, I'm learning to improve my drawing skills in general, and a couple of things I've learned so far is to break things down into shapes, learn how to rotate those shapes, and to get your edges and values right. So I've been drawing primarily with colored pencil and ink pens, but today I wanted to add watercolor to these small portrait drawings. So I'm using a watercolor set from Viva. There's 16 different colors. And I also received a new metallic watercolor sheet set from Viva. So I'm really looking forward to trying that out. And for the first watercolor set, I actually did a review on this one and you can check it out in the previous video. But let's swatch these metallic watercolor sheets and see how blingy they are. For the metallic watercolor sheets, you have a total of 12 colors, and that includes duplicates of the silver and gold. And I didn't realize this the last time, but there's actually a small swatch area under each watercolor sheet. There's also a small mixing area on the back. And I like these metallic watercolors. They're surprisingly nice. I was expecting them to go on very thin and not have a lot of pigment, but these colors are very opaque and shimmery. And my favorite colors are the emerald, aurora, silver, and the gold. I had a scrap of black watercolor paper close by, so I used that to see what these metallic colors would look like. And with the exception of the red, I think it's the ruby red, the colors really showed up just as bright and intense as they did on the white watercolor paper. So now I'm going to use these metallic watercolors for a small portrait I drew on another piece of black watercolor paper. I used a white pencil to draw in the image, and I'm going to just start painting, and I'll do any erasing later when I'm done. I did my best to draw what I saw, but this portrait came out looking a little stylized, which is okay. It has an abstract look to it, and I kind of feel this may end up being my style. We shall see. But yeah, I really loved how this painting came out, and it's given me ideas and inspiration for future paintings using these metallic paints. Next, I'm going to start painting with the regular Viva watercolor set. I had this idea of painting the first portrait with analogous colors, but it didn't turn out right at all, and that's okay because this is my first attempt, and I know if I keep practicing, I'll get better. And that's what sketchbooks are for, to experiment with. For the next two portraits, I decided to just keep it simple and make them monochromatic and just focus on values. And you know what? That was quite challenging too. The darkest and lightest areas are obvious, but then you have these subtle areas. It was a bit frustrating, and I was like, maybe I should just stop focusing on these subtle areas and just focus on the dark and light areas only. So I'll experiment with that next time. For the next set of portraits, I am attempting to replicate the colors I see in the photos. I'm using complementary colors to create different brown shades, and these paints, they're very rich and pigmented. You can apply them opaquely. They can also go on transparently if you add enough water. But like I said, this set contains 16 colors, primary colors as well as secondary colors. You can use the colors as they are, or you can mix up your own, or do all of the above. It's nice to have options. I find painting watercolor portraits challenging, but I believe if I continue to practice and study techniques from other artists, then over time I'll show major improvement. My watercolor portraits didn't turn out too bad, but there could be more contrast in certain areas. As for my drawing skills, I'm planning on participating in the 100 head challenge in the near future. I've heard a lot of good things about the challenge, primarily noticeable improvement towards the end, and that sounds like something I would benefit from. Anyway, you guys, that's the end of the video. If you're interested in purchasing any of these Viva watercolor paint sets, click on the link below and use the coupon code MIA10 to get 10% off your purchase. Have you made any New Year's resolutions, and have you participated in the 100 head challenge? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!